Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Antwan Hauser, the host of the Hauser Show. Let's talk about it. This is episode 2, Hip Hop Edition.
Hauser Productions, NTH, EGP, ATG. What up? Most High Entertainment. Yo. Family on my back, and I ain't tripping either. Still the first rapper in Alabama with a sneaker. Hauser Productions got a team full of leaders. I'm on my 3rd movie, I don't see how you can beat us. If you down to elevate the world, then we recruit you. Wrote 2 children books, I'm trying to say the future. All I see is my vision, I don't see y'all. Not convinced that ain't the greatest, then check my
episode 2 of the Hauser Show. Let's talk about it. So, with that being said, like I told you guys before, we was gonna talk about my music career, how I started. The reason why I'm doing this episode is because hip hop been a big part of my life. You know, I've been doing music since 2001, 2002. So that pretty much 21 years I've really been doing hip hop music. So before we get into that, let me introduce myself again. I'm Antwan Hauser, 29-year-old CEO, father of 5. Husband, child of God, entrepreneur, first rapper with a shoe company, international shoe company, Hauser Pros, CEO. Right here I got my 2 books that I wrote, children's books for the world. Teaching While They're Young, Star Seed. You can get those books on Amazon, or you can also go on my site and get that. I put the link below. Author, movie director, movie writer, script writer, built the empire from the ground. Here we are now. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this episode. It's also sponsored by Hauser Productions. So you guys going to see in this episode a lot of my music videos in between commercial breaks. So, where should we start, man? Let's start at the beginning. Let's go to when I first really started. Well, let's go back when I really got introduced to hip hop music. I want to say it was around like 2099 ish. You know, pretty much I was watching 106 and Park. Anybody familiar with 106 and Park, y'all pretty much know. The first rapper that I pretty much like really followed and liked is gonna be crazy, but it was Bow Wow. For the simple fact that at the time I was 5-6 years old, to see somebody as a child or a teenager doing it big like that was very, very, very motivational. But I wouldn't say that made me really necessarily just start rapping. But I would say that was like the first artist that I seen that I was like, man, that is beautiful to see a boy, a child, big as Bow Wow was. So that was the first beginnings that really get introduced to hip hop. Then I started running into, I want to say, Nelly, Ja Rule was like the first couple of artists that I really just liked their songs and stuff like that. But when it really clicked, when I started doing music, I fell in love with Texas music, the whole screwed up sound. That whole movement was just amazing to me. And the first artist that really just made me really pick up the microphone, and start rapping myself was Kamina. Kamina was a Texas rapper. People probably know, Grammy winner. He don't use no profanity. Now his underground music, he used a little bit of profanity, but for the most part he really didn't use profanity. So that pretty much was the first rapper that I really got influenced by, inspired to actually do music myself. So at that point I started doing music, let's say 2001, 2002, me and my older brother. Now I don't know how old you guys is, but if you've been doing music long as I've been doing music, you remember sound recorder. They used to come with the computer. It's kind of like you record music, whatever you want to call them, but we were using that to record songs. And what was so dope about it, now that I look at it, we was doing instrumental stuff. So people that actually, matter of fact, no, we was rapping on people's beats while they was rapping on it, and just recording it and making our voice louder than theirs. It was crazy. But we're using a Walmart mic. It was real thin. And we was rapping on. We'll put 2 speakers together like that, put the mic in the middle, and we was just going in. Now I want to say I was around about 7, 8 years old at this point, right? So it kind of started there. Me and my brother kind of started right there, as far as doing music and just doing it for fun, man. We really wasn't really doing it for make no name to be popular. We were just doing it for fun at that point. So we're gonna jump a little bit, like I said. So we want to start started in 2002, and when I really started doing music. So we put out our first tape though. when we really just started getting serious, hey, we're gonna start writing. Let's say when I hit 9 years old, 5th grade, I started writing music and really putting it together and like putting it on songs, putting it on real instrumental beats. 2004 really jumped off our like putting like projects together. Me and my brother had this group. It was called The Shop, and ultimately became TIS. But this is 2004. I'm putting out mixtapes. The youngest person in the group of like 7 people. The youngest person, 8, 9 years old, writing my own material. Nobody was writing for me, writing my own material. Like, and it was great songs. Like, it wasn't like no situation I'm just saying anything. I'm gonna spend punchlines, metaphors back then. But like I told you, it been inspired by Texas music. Command, the DSRs of the world, the Little Flips of the world, the Big T's of the world. You know, that whole Texas movement. That pretty much what the foundation of how I started doing music was TIS. So I owe a lot. I mean, on Texas music was, you know, how we ended up coming up with TIS because it was called Throw It in the Street. So our whole element came from Texas. So that was the biggest inspiration for pretty much start my music career. So, you know, throughout my from let's say 9, we dropped like 2 or 3 mixtapes. I did over probably like 50 songs at that point at the house. So it was like I was really developing. So I really wanted to find my signature sound. Y'all was still swapping names. I wasn't really Young Throw as I am today. But back then I was Lil T, Young T, Super Throw. That was all type of names. But this is from the age 9. And let's just say up until like when I got like 10, I became a monster. Like, I started developing at a point where it was easy to me to write 16 bars, 24 bars, whatever the case may be. It was easy. And I feel bad today that I don't have no music from when I was 9, 8 years old. I actually got one song I made when I was 7, when I was 9. So some type of way I released that song. But I got a song that I made when I was 9 on the Bone Crusher beat. This is how I'm gonna tell you how far I go back. I remember we did a song off the Bone Crusher We Ain't Never Scared beat. That was me and my brother. So that let you know how long I've been doing it. We rapped off that beat when it first came out. So I'm in middle school at this point. So I hit middle school, still doing music. Now, when I hit the 7th grade, I wrote my first hook. It was called Don't Hate. That song actually online right now on my one of my mixtapes on Apple Music, you know, all the streaming platforms. Well, we did Don't Hate, and that was my first hook I ever came up with. Loved it. It was off the Grey Goose Young Jeezy beat. So at this point, you know, rapping became my life. I'm rapping and hooping. But for music, I started really taking it serious because I felt like I could be really great in it. You know, so throughout this time period, I started listening to other artists, getting inspired by other artists. And one of the other artists I got influenced by, one of the biggest artists at that time, I went to 7th, 8th grade, that I felt like was on a whole nother level from everybody, that really pushed the envelope for our pen game, was MP. MP from Birmingham. People don't know. MP from Birmingham. I call him a Birmingham legend. He was an Alabama legend for sure. I take that back, Alabama legend for sure. He made a lot of people start rapping. We was rapping before we ran into MP, but he made a lot of people from my city really start rapping, really taking it serious because he was pushing the envelope. He was moving like 80,000 units in the city. So I think 7th, 8th grade is where I really started listening to him, understanding his craft, and he just made me really want to get in the booth and perfect my craft. Now, when we talk about that, that's when I really started developing, like I said, my sound, my signature, my name. My name finally became Young Throw around 7th grade as well. So take it between the age of 9, let's just say when I hit high school. So from 9 till I hit high school, now this way it really started getting crazy, right? Really started getting crazy at this point. So I was rapping so much and I felt like God really put me here to do music. Now I really just look back and just think about my life. No matter what was going on in life, I was going to rap and I was going to play basketball. Basketball's a little different because at some point, you know you're not finna get to the next level. You know when somebody's better than you. Like, I realized that, like, it was people like, I thought I was great coming from my city. I thought I was all right, you feel me? I was killing people, you know, scoring, triple-double, double-double, making people fall. I felt like I was all right until I ran into the big dogs. And I was like, yep, I might not make it to the lead out of this. I ain't gonna lie. So, but in music, though, I feel like I could compete on that level. Like, I'm talking about with the Jay-Z's or whatever you call them. I'm talking about far like talent level. This gonna sound crazy to y'all, but trust me when I say this. I feel like not necessarily sound better than them. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I feel like I could compete like on that level of music. Basketball, no, but music, yes. So let's say I hit 9th grade, 13. I started doing my solo projects. I'm in the studio like constantly. I got it at the house. I'm rapping, I'm doing my thing. So this where I really start writing. It got to the point where I got so good, I really just start writing. And I ain't talking about the 4-bar punch in stuff that people doing it now. We're talking about 2007, 8. I wasn't writing. I was doing 16s, 12 bars, 16 bars in the booth. Like, no problems. Whole songs. One take, two takes. I'm done with the whole song. So I was doing this 2008, 2007. So yes, I feel like I was on another level at that point. I feel like I was on another level at that point. But see, before we get into that part, like, I'm finna take y'all now to when I was 13. See, this is the thing. I feel like I had three different careers. I like Michael Jackson. Like, not like saying globally, but on a skill level wise, I had three different careers. And I'm still at my third one now. I had a childhood one from 9 to 13. When I hit 13, I start writing. From 13 to say 19, that's my second career. From 19, 20 to whenever, it's the third career. But we going into the second career now. So we come back from this commercial break though. We're gonna go into the second part of the career. Where I really became a monster, right?
I'm amazing, slightly crazy. Don't debate my information. Getty Museum in LA. Got little children in the basement. Straight facts, no allegations. It's time for elevations. The first slaves in America was Caucasian. I'm a creator, motivator, demonstrator, authoritator. All the fake Jews that run the game, just infiltrators. On follow, on my thunder, laid back, I'm pretty simple. All the gangster rappers that y'all love is sleeping with transgenders. Obama, Bill Clinton, all run a piece of gay. All the rappers in the Astor that y'all like being replaced. Hold up, wait, I got more. Some gon' say I'm psycho, but Michelle Obama real name is Mike.
This is the Hauser Show. Let's talk about it. Episode 2, the hip hop edition. So, like I said before, this is the hip hop edition. Pretty much basically talking about my hip hop career, my music career, from then into now. All the albums I drop, all the mixtape I drop, we're gonna get into it. So, hope y'all locked in, cause we here for a minute. All right, so 13 years old, fresh in high school. Yes, I was 13 in high school. I skipped a grade, so I ended up being the youngest person ever graduated from Carver High School history, period. Like, no debate. So anyway, so here we are. Met Carver High School, 9th grade, 13 years old. Boom. So at this point, I started doing solo songs. So I think I did my first mixtape in the 9th grade. I don't really remember the name. And I hate that too, because I want to kind of give y'all the name, but I forgot the name. But I did my first mixtape and had like 17 songs on it. At this point, I wasn't really put my music out, man. That's the crazy part. Like, I'm in high school. You know, I, like, no doubt to be the best rapper to ever come through Carver High School history, period. Like, you know, but besides that, I was the best rapper there, period. Now, I don't know why I won't really put my mixtape out then, like, to the public, because people really I think people really appreciated the content. I don't know, but we'll never know. So, I'm not writing at this point, so I'm going through high school, 10th grade, 11th grade, still under the radar as far as the public, but I'm behind the scenes in the lab. Like, I'm cooking up material, I'm cooking up quality, great songs, right? So, things started to shift a little bit when I want to put my music out in the public. When I hit, like, my junior year, my 11th grade year, going into my 12th grade year, I really started putting out music to the public. So, I think the first song I put out was called Grown, S-H-I-T. And I put that out with my partners from Carver. And actually it was a solo song. I put my brother on it. Now, this was the first song. Like, I wasn't writing up until this point, but I wasn't really doing a lot of hooks though. Like, I just do a whole bunch of just freestyles and, you know, probably like put it together and build a song. It wasn't really like no quality. I mean, not that little back. To me, it wasn't like no quality material. But like, man, it's a classic. I was just really, you know, trying to get. No way. I was still writing at this point, but I had developed a way where I wasn't able to write at all. So I was able to do both at this point. But my freestyling on songs wasn't as great as it finna be when I started telling you about this next song. So the song was called Grown. We say Grown Stuff right now. It's really not called that, but just to sake of the audience, I don't want to. It's a family show. So I dropped this song and I gave it to my partner at Carver High School, and we ended up doing a classic. Now this was the first song I actually freestyled the whole song. It was efficient. It was a classic. It's legendary to me. Legendary. Probably one of my best songs. I was 16 years old too. I did this when I was 15. So I was 15 years old or 14, one of the two. I ain't some of this so long ago, but this roughly 2008 to 2009 year. Did this song, freestyle the whole song. Nobody really believed I freestyled this song, but it was definitely freestyle. So I did that. At this point, I feel like I'm getting into the prime of me freestyling those songs, and people thinking I wrote them. When somebody think you wrote a song and you really freestyled it, I mean, you becoming a god in this stuff. You becoming a god in this music stuff. So people didn't never believe I wrote it. I mean, freestyled it, thought I wrote it. So at this point, people start challenging my abilities. So I'm like, bro, I really do this for real. Like, I really felt at that point, I was the greatest rapper, period. Like, you couldn't tell me you was better than me. I was battling people. I was battling people in neighborhoods, killing people, battling people for money. I was in a whole different. I was really doing this. This was my philosophy, right? I wrote so much through my life that I memorized mostly at this point. This is me. I'm saying how I'm thinking at the time. I wrote so much material that there's no way you was gonna outbar me. It was no way. So it's like, if you don't have 36 bars, so people don't know, if you ain't have 36 bars in your mind that you know that's hot, you're gonna lose. Cause I got 100. I got like 100 clip ready for anybody. So at this point, I was unstoppable in rapping. Like, you could not rap, you could not bar me, period. So then I also developed how to put songs together as well. So like you said, I was in my bag. So through this time period, like, I'm still doing music, put out another mixtape. No, this is what happened. So I ended up forming the group. I ended up getting the group back called TIS that I had when I was a child, but I ended up just reinventing it and putting people that I knew that did music together. Excuse me. And we formed TIS, formed the adult version of TIS. So I ended up putting my boy Bad in, my boy EM, my boy Marty in. And he added some other people that really didn't rap, but they were still in it because they wanted to support the movement. But Bad and E was the main core of the group. Me, him. So, and E was so crazy. E wasn't even a rapper, right? E was just so down. He just bought a mic, got the equipment, and just started rapping. Bad. Easy. So he seen it firsthand, me going in there, doing whole songs, 3, 4, 5 songs a day, quality material, didn't write nothing, didn't know the topic. One take, I'm done. It's out. That easy. It was that easy. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it was easy at that point, but I just feel like I feel like God put me here to do it because I was able to do it at a high level, which a lot of people can't. It's a lot of rappers, but everybody wasn't good. While we on that note, I'm gonna tell you the coolest thing about being a rapper when I was growing up, because where I come from, when I was rapping at the time as a child, you was like a superhero, man. Like, people, when I was like in the 4th grade, I was the only person that could rap in the school. Like even though we were little children, I was the only one that can rap in the school. Nobody could rap in the school. So, like, you were like a superhero, man. You can rap, man. Hey, go on, spit real quick. Like, that's all I heard. 5th grade, all I heard. 6th grade is when I really seen other people that rap. But it was still like a superhero because everybody didn't do it. You know, it was a great feeling. And then you look now, everybody rap. But that's another story. But we're gonna get back into the story. But so this point, I formed a group. This is my senior year. Formed a group. We ended up dropping our first mixtape called The Team. And we dropped 17, 18 songs. Like, them was my brothers, man. Like, we was really just putting out music, man. And I felt like at that time though, we didn't really understand what it takes. You know, this was kind of what did it for me though. I can't speak for them. I'm gonna tell you what did it for me. When I found out the sacrifices and stuff you had to make, I ain't talking about like killing people, like having to give up people in your family, and how the industry was just so wicked, man. They kind of turned me off from the industry, so it kind of like killed my whole movement, I would say, as far as like, you know, trying to make it and all that. But the skill was still there. Like my bro Beastie, he made beats. He started making beats, man. He did all our videos back then. And one thing I really forgot that we did a lot of videos, but he did all our videos. And Yeah, man, them brothers really kept me in the studio, man. Because at one point I ain't have no studio no more. So E kind of had got the studio, then Bell had got the studio. So I kept a place to rap. So if it wasn't for those two guys, man, I wouldn't be rapping today because I wouldn't have had nowhere to rap, and I probably would just gave it up. So they kept me in the lab. They kept me in the lab, kept me coming on material, and they really believed in what I was doing. So they was willing to do it too. So I always want to just shout them brothers out, man, for really being down and us coming. We did a lot of great songs, got a lot of good memories together. So I want to thank them brothers for that. So in the midst of this though, I'm dropping mixtapes. I think so. Let's just go with when I got out of high school, right? When I got out of high school, I really started getting better. I started getting to the point where, there was one talk I had. I'm gonna tell y'all when I started to transition my style because, like I tell you, I write metaphors, punchlines, sex lyrics, nothing really too crazy. But I really just talked about a lot of sex. Had like a lot of sex lines, really low vibration music. Like I'm not gonna lie, really low vibration music. Now when I started to transition is when my brother told me one day, bro, you might wanna start talking about other things other than just sex and whatever else I was talking about. And at the time, I was in my grandma's kitchen. Never forget today. I thought man, I'm trying to remember like maybe I was like in high school, but mind you, I'm dropping a mixtape. I dropped like 4 mixtapes in my 12th grade year. So it's like in the course of a school year, which is like 7-8 months, I dropped like 3 mixtapes. I'm running the school, and I didn't really put it out nowhere else. But my brother told me you might want to switch it up, man, because my brother started becoming more conscious aware of the world, of the events, the lies, everything that was going on. It was just so much stuff going on at this point in the world that he wanted pretty much like, bro, you got the talent, bro. You might want to put this stuff out in music. I'm not thinking of that. So, like I said, I got out of high school at 16 to 18. I kind of started cleaning up the music a little bit. I started rapping punchlines. I started rapping more real life music. More positive music. I started incorporating my faith, God more. I just changed it all up. I started rapping. Well, I was still rapping sex a little bit, but it was like mixture, So when I got out of high school, I dropped a mixtape. Right out of high school, I dropped a mixtape. I want to say it was Y'all Should Be Worried. No, it wasn't. It was Platinum. I dropped the Platinum on the Ground series. I had 3 mixtapes I dropped called Platinum on the Ground 1, 2, 3. And I had 4, and I dropped the last 3 of them the first year out of high school. So that summer I went to work, started going to work, and I kind of cleaned up the music a little bit. So between this time period, I really started changing. My life started changing too. Like I got out of school, I started working these 2 jobs. I was going to college, and I really was kind of getting out of the. But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of was still rapping the sex thing because I was living the life at that point. I really was living the life. I was living that life, so that's all I really knew to talk about. So I was on that low, real low, but I was still good though. Cause at this point I'm still battling people. I was battling people at college. I was killing people. Like I said, I still had these. You gotta remember, I still had this material. Even if it was old material, whatever, I had a good 100 piece ready. And I could also freestyle, so I could always incorporate. So I still was good. But where it really transitioned at is when I started listening to just new rappers come out, right? And I was like, man, I need to change this up, man, because like this stuff is really like poisoning to the listener. But people love the music back then. That was just so crazy to me. And I'm still thinking about that now. Like people was really loving the music back then. So I said, you know what? Before I change it up though, let me do something that I felt like was a challenge to me. Because music to me, I got to the point where I had started getting bored with just rapping 16 bars. So you know what? This is what happened. I heard The Game. The Game did a song called 300 Bars. He was dissing 50 Cent. And I think it had already been out for a minute. But I had just listened to the song one day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to challenge myself to do 1,000 bars in 30 minutes. Hit up my bro like, bro, I need you to put these beats together for me, right? No, you know what? Before we get into that, we're going to take a break. Because now I'm finna transition to I really start getting in my bag. And I really just took it to another level musically. So we're gonna pay some bills. Matter of fact, we're gonna listen to some of my music. I'm gonna play some of my videos. I don't know what video gonna come up, but we'll play one of my videos. But we'll be right back.
In that truck, didn't have a head of my mom. I was raised by my aunt. Couldn't wait to get the check at the beginning of the month. Back then, it was fairly easy to come and get with me. Nowadays, raise your vibration just to speak to me. Girl became my baby mama. Then I went and married her. That right there just changed my generation narrative. No point of lessons if you ain't gon' learn from it. Gave my heart on the track, where more you want from it. Free my family from bondage, cause I know the end coming. I've been up since July, eyes red like carnage. Told my oldest other day, don't let them enslave you. Make sure you love yourself, nobody gon' save you. Don't forget the wisdom that your dad gave you. You beautiful and precious, just like God made you. They got self-esteem, that's why they gon' hate you. Don't worry, baby girl, your daddy had your future laid for you.
So I come up with an idea. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do 1,000 bars song, 30 minutes long. I'm gonna do 1,000 bars, and I'm not gonna write nothing. So I told my bro, like, bro, come up with these beats for me, bro. I'm gonna record it on New Year. New Year's going into 2013. This one I really took it to another level musically wise, like lyrically wise. So I said, hey, let's do it. So he got me the beats, 30-minute long beats. I think I got it in September of 2012. And it took me like 3-4 months to prepare, because I kind of prepared a little bit what I was gonna say on certain beats, but I didn't write anything. Like nothing was wrote. Went to my bro E house, and shout out to E, man. My bro E stayed in there with me, man, and really seen me do that live. Went in there, man, did 1,000 bars, 30 minutes long. At that time, haven't been done, period. And if I was really on it like I should have been, I would have been in the Guinness book. Because it was in 2013. I don't think nobody had done that long. Freestyle, straight through. Well, I had did like 15. I think I stopped like 15-minute mark. And I came back and I did 15 minutes. But I didn't take no breaks. I did 15 minutes straight. Came back, stopped. All right, bro, I'm ready. And did another 15, 30 minutes. Matter of fact, that's on YouTube. I'll put that link below in the caption somewhere. You guys can go check that out. So right after I did 1,000 bars, I came back and I did another mixtape. I think I did, like I said, I recorded it December 31st, 2012, dropped it the very next day. Came back the next week, dropped another 10 songs at my bro E house, and dropped another mixtape Valentine's Day of that same year. Like, I remember these dates like it was like yesterday. So then I started transitioning into more clean music. I started rapping so many unnecessary punchlines about my sex life, or I'm fired in this, or I got more money than this, or all some of these metaphors. I kind of threw all that out the window and started putting more content into my music. Excuse me. So, with that being said, to me, I loved it because, like I said, my life started changing, and like I started reading more, looking at documentaries more. I started following scholars that was on that type of time. Like, it really changed my whole life, man. Like, my whole mental was changed. So I kind of was, like I said, I kind of switched it all up when I dropped this mixtape. Y'all should be worried. At the end of this video too, end of this show, I'm also gonna you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I ain't gonna even tell y'all. But so start changing it up. This one I was like 18, 19. So when I went, so I think I was man, I didn't make a movie out of this. This is a long career, and I haven't even really hit my prime yet. That was crazy. So at that point, I dropped the mixtape. Right after that, I just kept working. I just feel like I just kept working. So it got to a point, let's just say 2014, 15, where me, Ian Bell kind of started going our separate ways. Like, I really started studying, really started getting a whole all type of energy, right? And I kind of like started rapping the same way, period. I kind of went to a whole nother way, you know. So I think we kind of went our separate ways. I kind of like outgrew each other, you know. They was doing their thing, and I started doing my own thing, and I went all the way solo. Of course, I still had my brother through the whole time period. 2 minute features, so we like, you know, the Isley Brothers or something of HipHop or whatever. So, at this point, I started rapping at my brother's house. I dropped another 2 mixtapes, and then I just kind of like stayed. Matter of fact, I ain't never take a break. Now that I think about it, I was just still doing music. Yeah, I never took a break. Now that I'm just thinking about it, I did 2 mixtapes with my brother. I said, you know what? I'm finna do another challenge. We're gonna do an hour-long song this time. Hour-long freestyle this time. So, call my bro up, like, hey, I need you to put these beats together so I could do an hour-long freestyle. So he ended up putting the put a beat together again for me, and I ended up doing 2,000 bars, hour-long freestyle. How I did that one, though, is a little different because I end up writing some, freestyling some, and put it together and just knew when pockets was going to come while I was going to freestyle it. At this point, man, music became it was just, to me, it was like, it was easy, man, and I feel like I was great at it, man. Like, I'm just thinking about the feeling I had when I was back then. Back then, I had the motivation to do music, right? And we'll get into that at the end of this show about the motivation to keep doing music. Right now, I just want to pretty much just tell y'all my story because, like I said, when we get later on in these episodes, I want to get me out the way. So we can start getting into other things about what's going on in the world, what I'm doing now, what's next, all that. But I want to kind of tell my story about my music career before my documentary come out and tell it anyway. But I wanted to do it on my show because this is my platform, and I want you guys to be familiar with what I do. So we ain't got to talk about it later. So I did 2,000 bars freestyle, and at this point, I got married, so definitely my content can be different now. So 2,000 bars actually was the last material I made, which is 2015 that I ever used any profanity, any N-words, period. 2015, last time I do profanity on music. Also, this first time I rapped on Pro Tools. Now, all these songs I ever did in my life, I never rapped on Pro Tools. I always did like Acid Pro back in the day. We did Adobe, I think. I can't really remember, man. But we did a whole bunch of programs, but we ain't never used on Pro Tools. But this one I ran into Romeo. When I did 2,000 bars, he seen it live though. Live. Romeo Christian, he seen this live. He seen me do that live. First time I ever met him, I remember we were sitting there, and my brother was like, yeah, man, my brother trying to find somewhere to do this song he got called 2,000 bars. He doing an hour long. If anybody know Romeo Christian, he was like, shoot, he ready now? I wasn't really prepared to be real, but I had the beats on me. I was like, y'all can do it now. What up? Put me in there. Went in the booth, did it live. Simple. In. Just like that. So it's in the live. So before we even get into this phase, now this is the phase here, the third career that I'm telling y'all about. So my second career ended when I did 2,000 bars. This is my third career. I'm 20 at this point. So we're going to take another break. When we come back, we get into my third career on to now, right? So I hope you guys enjoying the show, man. I hope I ain't boring y'all with this story. But I wanted to kind of give y'all my backstory about music because hip-hop is a big part of my life. So before we get into third career, take this break.
On my shoulders, I can carry tons. While you children young, teach them about guns, teach them about credit and the trust funds. To listen to my album, you need the Bible and Quran. If you don't have a business, create one. Y'all can have the music, I'm through, I'm done. This is it, I ain't joke, I ain't laughing. I still spit fire, I'm the last dragon. If don't appeal lots of success, then it won't happen. Got 10 on the land, then I match it. I write my own movies, you ain't gotta cast me. Come through, suited up, like they just draft me. Listen, oh my God, SAUFO, what's up? Yo, I'm old school, like hugging, ripping shirts up. Yo, I spit a couple bars, make you put your verse up. Y'all lucky I'm retiring, then I ain't go commercial. I know the song deep when you feel it in your bones. And plus, I promise sure that I wasn't gonna go long. People hoping on resigning, get postponed. Yeah, it's about
time. Show episode 2, Hip Hop Edition. Basically, just talking about my music career. I'm just giving y'all a backstory about my music career and where I'm at today, all that good stuff. So, we're on the third part of my career. Now, like I told y'all, at this point, I did 2,000 bars, hour-long freestyle on YouTube right now. Make sure I put it in the link below so you guys can check it out. So, at this point, my music definitely changed. At this point, I started researching things about the government. I started exposing rappers. I started exposing the world. I'm on some all type of time at this point. So I'm on, to me, my opinion, I don't know. I look at listen to my old music and I be like, man, I was in my prime. But I listen to my new music, I'm like, man, I'm really seasoned. Like, you could tell, where I could tell, like, I really have grown as an artist and as a content person. I think this is my best content ever. So I was just trying to really compare, like, the old me to the new me. Don't mind me. But so at this point, I started rapping on Pro Tools. Shout out to Romeo for that again. So I rapping on Pro Tools, and I went right back to work. drop Rappers. I started a series called Rappers Life 1, 2, and 3. I did all 3 of these projects in 2 years. So I'm in my it's non-stop. I'm in the studio. I'm in the lab, and I'm gonna tell you, at this particular point in life, I'm working 2 full-time jobs. So now I'm finna really get serious. I'm finna talk my stuff a little bit. I'm finna just talk my stuff a little bit. So at this point, like I said, I work in 2 full-time jobs. I just got married, had my son and my daughter at this point. Only my son and my daughter. I got 5 now, but at this point I had 2. So I'm in the studio working those 2 jobs, still recording like maybe 10 songs every time I go to the lab. I wasn't in the studio like I was when I was younger. So for me to still be good, this is just me talking. For me to still be great at this point, that's how I knew that God put me here to do music. God put me here to do music and rap, because I won't go to the studio with them once a year at this point. But when I go, I'm dropping like 15 songs. I'm shutting down the studio. Like, bro, I need the whole day. I come out the studio with a whole album done, ready to go. So I wasn't even going to the studio like that. When I was rapping back in the day with my boy E and them, I was going to the studio like every other week. And I was still dropping 3-4 projects a year still. 15, 16 songs. So at this point, I was dropping projects probably like twice a year. But I was doing them only in 2 days of a studio session. And I was still working a full-time job. So I feel like I was doing good. But in the course of all of this music, I didn't promote it. Like, I probably posted on Facebook or whatever, or it's on YouTube or whatever. Like, all my videos and stuff is on YouTube right now, but I didn't promote it. I don't think like I said, when I found out about the industry, it kind of took me away from it. It kind of killed me as far as like wanting to make it and get big and ride the Lamborghinis and the platinum and we grew up on that. We grew up on that fancy lifestyle that we wanted doing music. And I don't speak for anybody else, but for me personally, it killed my whole dream to be a rapper in the industry. It killed it. And I think it was meant for me to see that, though, because I felt like I had the talent to really get a deal. I had opportunities to get deals, but when I had the opportunity to get these deals, I was out of the low vibration of myself. I was out of the low self when I was rapping that content that people want to hear. The metaphors, the punchlines, all like not necessarily like punchline, but the way I was rapping them, like the sex lines and I'm better than this, or those type of punchlines. I was on my conscious path. I was on my new path when I could have got these deals. They want me to change up how I was rapping or rap this way. Oh no, now the younger self, let's do it. But God sent me that information, so I won't fall for the trap. So shout out to God for that. Shout out to the Creator for that, man. Because I really think back sometimes, like, I thank you for that, because I could have been somewhere different, somewhere I didn't want to be at a certain point. Because once you're in the game, sometimes it's hard to get out. Sometimes you got to get out in blood, baby. But, it happens how it happens. So, I'm like I said, I'm doing all these albums, mixtape. I finally did my first album, at this time period, rapping with Romeo. So I dropped pretty much, I want to say, 7, 8 projects at this point, up until, like throughout my 20s, like 23, 24, like I'm in the prime years of my life, as far as the music wise. I think I ain't gonna say in my prime, but I dropped some quality projects. So now at this point, the only thing I think I was missing, I wasn't doing the music videos, right? So I ran into Rico Harris, which is my videographer now. Did my movies, he do all my graphic designs, he do all my videos. I ran into him, I started doing videos. Now I'm on a whole nother level. Then when videos really just start popping, like people were like, "Hey, you got a video, you made it." That type of energy. I did a video, and it just went from there, man. Like, me and Rico did like maybe 11, 12 videos together. So I did my first not my first music video, my first real video where I felt like it really, I ain't gonna say that though, cause Bell shot my first music video when I was 16. So I would say I took a 5-6 year hiatus and shot my new videos. I'm gonna say that. So with that being said, at this point I'm not writing at all, and then I just got to the point where I kind of want to dibble and dabble, but depending on the song, I can write song or I can freestyle song, whatever. So throughout the course of this point, through the course of my 20s, I'm doing conscious music, what you could consider conscious music, what you consider being in a box. But my music at this point, from 20 to now and beyond, I'm talking number truth. I'm putting the information out there. Like, I feel like God gave me all this. Like, I gotta think about it. All the stuff I have learned from 20 to now, let's just say 20 to 25, 26, It's crazy. All the stuff they've been exposed to the world. Before the pandemic. I was exposed to all this stuff before the pandemic. From 2016 to 2020 when the pandemic hit, when they stuff finally exposed, I exposed the pandemic in 2017. The people that I was following, the scholars that I was following, they already predicted this. I already put this in the music, put this in the universe. So I'm really exposing like FBI, CIA, the government. I'm dropping names. I'm not gonna say none of the names on the show, but I was dropping names. Like I'm really a threat like that when it comes to the music. I'm putting it out. So it's like, and it just kept going. Information just kept coming to me. Had to put it out. So it just was. I think it was meant for me to do it because when I really got the information and I stopped by being preaching, I started to put my rap swag with it. With the conscious, excuse me. So it was like undeniable. So at this point, right before the pandemic, I wanted to transition and start, and I kind of battle with this. Kind of want to get off the conscious wave and kind of do more or just like regular songs, And I think it go back to who I'm rapping with. So I started rapping with my boy Suge, and I kind of went there. I kind of went both. Kind of created that balance for me, right? So we ended up dropping a whole project, man. The soundtrack to one of my movies, which is Concrete Rose, and then it kind of created that balance for my my discography. So that was great, man. I appreciate that doing that. I ended up doing 3 projects actually with Suge and my boy Stats and my brother. We did 3 more projects after that. So this all the way up into 27, 28. So with all that, when I started rapping 2001, we're not even going to count 2001. We're going to start when I dropped my first mixtape in the 9th grade. So we want to count that mixtape all the way up to now. I dropped 29 projects. Whether mixtape or album, 29 projects. And all of them online, except my first 2 when I was in high school. 29 projects recognized online. You can get them at any point you want. Apple, Spotify, whatever, you can get them. So at this point in life now, I'm at 29 albums right now, and I actually thought about retiring. Like, that's what's crazy. I thought about retiring from music because I started transitioning, started doing shoes, started doing books, had more children. So I kind of like felt like music was like, especially when I really didn't really think like, okay, do you really feel like marketing your music to that level at this point? You old? I feel old. Yep, I said it. I feel old in the music industry because at 29, 30 to me, it's old. Because to me, when I was a teenager, though, my motivation was sky high. Like, it was, like, I feel like I can get to the top. I can be, like, well, the Jay-Z's, the Waynes and stuff. I feel like I could be there. But as I got older, man, I lost the motivation for it. Like, I don't care. I stopped caring about being the greatest. My goal was, when I was rapping, was to be the greatest rapper ever. I actually, like, I used to practice freestyling. Like, this is what I did. Like, I rap. That's what I rap, man. That was my life. I can't really say that now, though, because I started doing other things, but I lost the love for it as I got older. Like, I want to think, like, after the pandemic, I kind of lost the love for rapping. I kind of said I retired. I never thought in my life I said I'll retire at the age of 28 in music. I've been doing music for too long. I just felt like it was just time to move on. But as of late, I have some new projects coming, though. I have a big project coming, kind of similar to some last project, 2,000 bars, 1,000 bars. I have a 2-hour long freestyle that gonna be coming out soon. Documentary coming out soon. This is just for the music aspect of things of me that I got going on. So I kind of got my motivation back a little bit to get back in the lab, get back in the studio, and do what I do. But for the most part, man, I said I retired. I gave it up, But I got inspired. I've been inspired as of lately to get back in the lab and create and just do what I do. With my type of music though, like I haven't found the artist yet that pretty much do what I do though on the level I do it on. Not saying I'm better than every artist, but as what I do in my genre, in my hip hop teaching element, nobody do it like that. Nobody do it like I do it. Cause like I my whole thing is I'm exposing the lies. I tell the truth. I'm not coming with the the book. I'm not, trying to pause. I'm trying to really save the world with the music. And I want to get back to that mindset, because my mindset was, when I was really creating this conscious music, was I want to save the world with the music. I want to expose everything, all the lies. Like, that really bothers me, to see people in the industry know the truth about things but don't say it. And I get it. They got a family to take care of. I get it. But that's something that was why I kept doing it. That's one of the reasons why I kept doing it. But now that I know how to market, because I dropped the shoes, and I got the shoes to be international. I got my book to be international. I got my movie to be international. Excuse me. I feel like I can do it now. I feel like I can market the music like it need to be marketed, to get it to be international, to have that ability to be able to save the world and change the world with it, right? Because now I talk about my music. I talk about now. It's really like 35 and older music. I hate to say that too, man. And I never thought that. I never thought about that. But it's really like 35 and older music. I'm talking about marriage, children, uplifting your wife, uplifting the women, uplifting the men, uplifting the youth, right? Poverty, how to get out of poverty. Businesses. I'm talking about it in the music. I've been doing it. I'm doing it when it went popular. I've been rapping countries and talking about, the population control, depopulation control, so I've been exposing all these guys already. 2017, 18, I've been doing it, right? So here I am today, more seasoned, more wisdom now, that I feel like, what better time to really elevate your music than now, when you know what you know, and you know the season, you know how to market better. So if I get back in my bag with it. So before we end the show, though, I do want to give you guys my top fives. What was really my motivation, really, to do music besides changing the world? Well, who really pushed the envelope for me to get better, right? I'm going to tell y'all that. But before we do that,
first off, protect all the girls at all costs. This is for the ones that spiritually lost. This ain't what you thought. This is too exclusive. You have two options. Make a change or excuses. Make it question this: am I real every time? I'm hustling so hard, haters ask me whether I'm. They wonder how I did all this without investors. I stayed in tune with the ancestors.
Rolling up a perp sack, only dealing with facts. About to go and put the beat in the torture rack like Les Luger. Running with a spiritual Ruger. If the Jezebel get too close, I just might shoot her. Gotta demonstrate my measure like I'm holding a ruler. I'm a king walking the roses like King of Samuna. Yeah, the evil change your identity just like Kunta. Yeah, you with the naysayers or with the doers.
So I couldn't leave y'all without giving y'all my top 5 of all time. So real quick, we're going to go through this real quick. I have two top 5s. There's a favorite top 5, and it's who I just feel like, who's the top 5. You know what? Forget it. We just do top 5 all the time. Let's just do it, okay? And I'm going to give y'all my reasons. So here we go. Number 1 on the list is going to be Wayne, off the top. And I feel like Wayne is the greatest rapper of all time, best rapper of all time, whatever, because of his body of work, his contribution to the game, his influence in the game, and his skills. Like, I don't think no rapper is more skilled than Wayne, right? So, like I said, we could do a whole show about top 5s, whatever. But I'm gonna run through this list real quick, and I'm gonna give you my reasons why. I'm gonna do it real quick, but I'm gonna give you my reasons why. So, like I said, top 5s all time. Wayne. No order. Wayne, number 1. That is in order. Wayne, number 1. I'm gonna say Big Sean. I'm gonna say Jay. Just based on the body of the work. I feel like you need to have 3 good albums, 3 solid good albums, to be even considered at the top 5 or whatever. So I'm gonna say Wayne, Jay, Nas. I'm gonna put Big Sean to me. Big Sean, because he showed me you can be at elite level without rapping drugs, violence, all that negativity. You don't have to be low vibration to be to the top. So he's number 4. And then I'm gonna do Lauryn Hill. Forget it. I'm putting Lauryn in there. I'm putting Lauryn Hill in there because she did conscious music. She did it on the highest level possible, and she won 3 Grammys, maybe 3 Grammys. in one night or one album and just dipped. She dipped. Then she came and dropped another album, which was exposing the Vatican, exposing a lot of the elites, elites in the world, and they blackballed her. That's a whole nother story too about Lauryn Hill. We'll do a whole show about Lauryn Hill in the future. But that's my top 5: Wayne, Jay, Nas, Big Sean. You know what? So listen, this show wouldn't be a hip hop show episode if I didn't do my top 5s of all time. So I'm doing this right off the dome, right off the mental, real quick. Number 1 is Wayne, off the top. Wayne, number 1. His bodies of work, his skill level is better than everybody's to me. So I'm gonna put him number 1. I'm gonna put Lauryn Hill number 2. Her influence. See, I didn't appreciate Lauryn Hill until I got older. So when I got older, I realized what she did. She came out with one album, won 3 Grammys, and it was a conscious album. It wasn't no degrading women. It wasn't no twerking. It wasn't none of that negative music we hear from women today. It was strictly uplifting women about her son, about her life, her journey to where she's at, and uplifting the women. Man, she did it on the highest level and won 3 Grammys and just dipped. Then they blackballed her. So she number 2. She gotta be number 2. Her influence. Number 3 gonna be Nas. MC wise, you get no better than Nas as an MC, right? And plus he got 3 solid albums, 3 good albums. Even though Lauryn got 1 album, that's all she really did was 1 album. She did 2 albums, but 1 album won 3 Grammys. Nothing else to say about that. Nothing else to say about Lauryn. The Wayne, Lauryn, Nas. I would put Jay up. Jay is on everybody's list. So Jay is on everybody's list. But for me, my favorite top 5, he would be on my top 5 if you just about the greatest rappers of all time. He gotta be. Like, I'd be a hater. Ain't no bias, but we just gonna do top 5 to me, right? Number 3 is Big Sean to me. Big Sean, number 3, because a lot of people stole Big Sean's style, even though he underrated as an artist, but he's still elite though. He's elite. Like, if you really listen to Big Sean, and he got 3 solid albums. Like I said, the top 5 to me in the category gotta have 3 albums. He got 3 solid. He got 3 good albums, double platinum albums. So he number 3. Number 4. I mean, no, we're at number 4. Number 4 is gonna be. I have to say Jay. I'm gonna say Jay. You know, and just no bias. This again gotta be in order. Jay, because he got 3 albums, dope. His influence, everybody love Jay, man. Everybody love. He had bangers though. I ain't gonna even lie. Blueprint probably one of my favorite albums he ever did. Like Blueprint, my favorite album he did. But he got bangers through his career though. I ain't gonna even lie. Then number 4. Number 5 might be Tip though. Might be Tip. Gotta be Tip though, because Tip, he got 3. I know he got 3 classic albums. I'm gonna put Tip. I'm gonna say Tip 5, man. This might change, but my number 1, 2, and 3 never changing. The Lil Wayne, the Sean's, Lauryn Hill, that's never changing. Those are my 3 artists, favorite rap artists. Period. So, I had to give y'all my top 5 of in hip hop of all time. So, next episode, like I told y'all before, we're gonna get into my books and we'll get into the movies I did. I'm gonna combine the episode, make one big episode. Is number 3. Number 4 episode, we will be talking about House of Pros. It'll be House of Pro edition, right? So we're gonna drop these 3 episodes back to back to back. So you guys ain't gotta wait so long to drop them. So we'll be dropping 2 at the same time. So we'll drop episode 2 and 3 simultaneously. So we're going to drop those back to back so you guys can go ahead and get acquainted with me. So we can kind of move on up the ladder to what else we're going to talk about, because it's going to get crazy. We're going to get deep on this show. Like I said, it's a family show, but we're also going to be doing a lot of exposing. So be prepared to, for some information you're not going to like or not going to accept or not going to believe. But hey, we here for debate if you want it, But, it is what it is. So, that being said, thank y'all for watching the House of Show episode 2. Let's talk about it. Peace.